What is good, YouTube? Quinway basketball analysis, holding it down for analysisplayground.com. We're going to come to another rookie breakdown. We're going to talk about Josh Giddey, a guy that people feel like can definitely go in the lottery. I watched a lot of tape on him, and this guy is fun, flashy, and exciting, has enormous size, has decent athleticism. The main thing for him is if he wants to be a star, if he wants to be a superstar in the NBA, he's going to have to work on his off the dribble game because when I watch and see a lot of his footage, he's just so energetic. He's just so crafty that he's either looking when he comes off a screen or when he's driving. He's looking for the pass, kind of like Alonzo Ball. You got this tall, athletic dude that can get to the basket whenever he wants, especially if you set the screen, allows him to get his first step on his opponent, whoever's guarding him, and then he can just make the right read. The difference is Giddey will score. Giddey will lay it up. Giddey hit you with a floater. But if he really wants to take his game to the next level in the future, he's going to have to be able to hit the stop and pop mid range jumper. He shows signs that he's taking it, but he's going to have to master it. When you're coming off those screens and they drop, they're letting you know you get to that paint, and if you come to this paint, you're going to have to shoot over a 7-footer, or you're going to have to finish over verticality, or you're going to get a nice hard foul. I like the fact that he isn't scared to put the ball on the ground, use his spin move to get able to get a good angle and look at the basket and lay it up and finish. I like the fact that he can do the drop it, the drive and dish. And I like the fact that he dumps off. Big man, if you roll or if you're around him, he's going to be looking when he looks more to pass than he does to score. And you love playing with those guys. Those guys are fun. Also, the NBA is perfect for them because everybody likes to shoot. You have more floor spacing in the NBA than any other league. So you're always going to have those guys in the corner. You're always going to have that big in the paint. You're always going to have a big that can possibly hit a jump shot. And Giddey can just pick and choose how he wants to attack the defense and just slowly take care of it because he doesn't rush. He doesn't force it that much for the most part. But he's just gonna have to worry mostly about being a more well-rounded scorer because we've seen a lot of guards that came in this league that never panned out their three-point shot or never panned out their mid-ranges, and they just became replaceable starters where you will be happy to have them, but you know you want to take your team to the next level, you're probably going to have to upgrade over them. And I feel like if Giddey doesn't master being able to hit the floater at an efficient level, being able to come off the screen, and if they stay on their guy, he's going to be able to have to hit that floater or hit that mid range. And then sometimes you already know if we know you want to come down to that paint, we're going to go under the screen and let you get a chance to shoot that three. He showed the ability to shoot the three. He showed the ability that he's confident in taking the three. He also going to have to worry about shooting threes off the dribble because if they go under that screen, you got to be able to set them feet and let that thing go. And if you're letting it go, it got to be cash unless they're going to keep allowing you to do it. And we've seen a lot of players that we respect and we like in the league never be able to master that outside shooting, and they just become 18, 19 point scorers, and that's it, stars. They never got to that superstar level or that dominant level because their jump shot never came around or they never could hit it consistently to where the defense look at it as a threat or the defense have to change the way they cover you and your teammates. The more you can do, the more you can score, the more versatile you is offensively, the harder it is to defend you and the easier it is for your teammates because depending on how much chaos you can do with your gravity, depending on how much chaos you can do with your driving, they got to double team, they got to trap, they got to rotate, and that means somebody's going to be open. Giddey showed the ability to hit them on the dump. He showed the ability to find them in the corner. He showed the ability to find them even if they just standing in the mid-range when he drives, to hit them then and hit a mid-range or a three. It all just depends on what team he goes to and how much patience they have with him because he has the understanding of the game. He has the unselfishness in his game, and he has the ability to know that he can make these shots. He just has to consistently do it, and that's something that he wasn't able to show enough um, overseas. So I like pretty much everything that I saw potential wise for him, but is a lot of guys that are drafted that never ever learn how to shoot or never ever become a legitimate consistent shooter. And if he doesn't be able to do it, he's gonna be a guy that you'll love to start, you'll love to have, but he might not be the guard that gets you over the top or get you into a serious run unless you have the adequate talent around him where he doesn't have to be a great offensive player because he's surrounded by so many weapons, or he already has another guy, a wing or maybe a center that can really take the pressure off of him or be able to play off him enough to where it's a dangerous pick and roll threat. And then if depending on how you read it, depending on how you react it, Giddey can pick you apart, which we've seen him do a lot overseas. So I like what he brings to the table. I like the fact that he plays the right way. I like the fact that he's always looking to find a teammate, always looking to pass to find those guys. But his offensive game needs to take serious levels up if he wants to be an all-star guy. He can still make an all-star team though if his team is winning. We done seen guys like Jeff Teague and Mike Conley and Kyle Korver where they mastered what they're good at, and when the team is so successful, that third all-star usually come with that guy that's a star, but because his team is winning a lot, they give him that accolade too because the team was so successful. And Giddey can be one of those guys where he never may become a great shooter, never may become a well-rounded offensive threat, but he can hit timely shots, he can pick his shots, and he can continue to rebound and assist, and he can find a way to still be dangerous depending on what teammates he have around him and the other stars they have built with him. He also is fun in transition. He can get the rebound and go full court. He can get all the way to the basket and finish with a layup. He can find shooters in the fast break. He also can slow it down and wait till guys continue semi-transition and still find a guy for an easy basket. It's just up to them how they're going to try to finish the play. And if you give him the right shooters and you give him defenders around him, he can be a fun up and tempo guy that can really be dangerous depending on if those guys can make shots consistently. He can be a huge weapon, especially if his jump shot, floater game, and 3-point game comes around. He showed that he can hit, catch, and shoot threes too. If you leave him open, he's not afraid to let it go. He's also not afraid to turn it down, put the ball on the ground, and make the pass, or pass it out and reset the offense and get another run. He also showed that if you let him come off screens, he's going to go to the basket relentlessly. It's just going to be, can he finish elite or can he finish enough around the basket to where teams are going to allow him to get all the way to the basket, which is the drop coverage. If you know he's not going to shoot it, or if you know he doesn't want to shoot it, you're just going to allow him to shoot it until he shows that he can make it. And that's where the floater game comes in too, where you can get a little closer instead of taking the mid range, get a little closer and just lay it in the air with your floater touch. And he showed that he can make those. Didn't take enough of them. Didn't show he can be efficient at them enough, but he's going to have to be able to do that at the NBA level if he wants to be a star or a legitimate starter on a winning team. So Giddey has a lot of flashes of understanding the game. He has a lot of flashes of being a fun, energetic, psychopath when it comes to being able to pick the teams apart and force them to make quick decisions. I do think you want a well-rounded offensive big around them, and I do think you want the 3-and-D athletic guys around him if you feel like he can be a contributor or a starter. If you want him to come off the bench, he can bring excitement, he can bring flash, he can bring flair, and he also can bring scoring. He can find ways to get these guys easy shots. He can find ways to make quick decisions. Next thing you know, he got double-digit points, a couple rebounds, and a couple assists, and the teammates gonna love him because he's always looking for them, always looking to make their job easier, and the fans gonna love him because everybody's gonna be going crazy when he makes that half-court pass, when he's getting out in transition, when he's throwing it behind the back, when he's finding those shooters, when he's dumping it off for a dunk or throwing a lob for an alley-oop. Fans love it, and he brings all that now. It's just about panning out and figuring out what he can do consistently offensively, and if his shooting can come around, and if he can lock in and be a solid defender, which he has the body to do it. He has the body to be a versatile guy. It's all about work ethic. It's all about want. It's all about will, and it's all about being locked in and focused. And I didn't see enough of that defensively. I think that's a hole in this game. But like I always say, most rookies aren't good defenders either. As rookies, they usually depends on what talent you have around them, what system and scheme you do coaching wise defensively to hide them, or to either he just gets better by watching footage and understanding the game and just getting more work in the NBA where he figures out what guys like to do, what they don't do, basically a scouting report, and just defend them accordingly and live with the results by just playing hard. So, not a great defender, not a polished offensive guy, but fun, exciting, and a guy that makes guys better and makes guys excited to play because they know they're going to get the ball. And those are a lot of things that you want in a ball handler. Those are a lot of things you want in a potential star. It's just about panning out the rest of his offensive game, being hard on him defensively, holding him accountable, and making sure that he's making the right decisions and the right reads and helping him grow and learn from him when he doesn't. Other than that, Josh Giddey is an interesting prospect. Definitely a guy that I got love and respect for after watching this game for a little bit, and can be a possible star, all-star caliber player, depending on what he has around him and depending on what they do with the talent. So this is a guy you got to watch out for. This is a guy that could be special, a steal in the draft. It's all about fit. It's all about style of play, and it's all about coaching to see how successful he can be, and seeing the talent that they put around him if they do want to make him a focal point of their offense or a primary ball handler on a significantly better team than what he played overseas. So the talent around him is going to be better. The help is going to be better compared to what he has overseas, but he still has a lot of understanding and learning to do as he's just now playing at the NBA level this season. So it's going to be growing pains and it's going to be some tough games for him, but believe in him, be patient with him, ride with him, and you can possibly have a star later in the lottery. So let me know what you guys think about him. Let me know what you agree or disagree with. Other than that, Quinn Wade, Basketball Analysis, signing out, and I'll be back with another one tomorrow.